Hello. Since we're in October, I thought I'd do a little ghost story for you. Very brief. Something that happened to me about 3 years ago one night when I walked out here to walk one of my dogs. To kind of give you an overlay of the area, front door of the house, obviously. The front yard consists of woods, pretty much. Just woods. Now, it looks very pretty out here and well lit, of course, because it's daylight, but at night, it is pitch black out here. And with the exception of the floodlights from the house, which extend about to the tree line that you see here and about halfway to the fence, it's pitch black beyond that. You can't see a thing, not your hand in front of your face. Now, I came out here one night to walk my dog. I was home alone. My wife was in New Orleans visiting family, and I was watching a movie in there, James Bond or something, and one of my dogs told me they needed to go out. Okay, I let him outside, and I come out with the dog, and we walk down that aisle, that walkway, excuse me, and the dog is about to where that fence is, the corner of the fence that you see right over there. I walked up to about here, and before I go on, I want to explain a little something about the area. Everything you see from here on to the west, all these woods, is pretty much the beginning of a wilderness in a nutshell, all the way to the river of our area. I mean, the river, I think, is about 10 to 15 miles due west that way. But I mean, there's a lake, there may be a few farm fields, but by and large, it's pretty much all just woods, swamp, wilderness, wildlife, and that's it. Just beyond the tree line there's a bit of a fence that's consists of about 800 acres of my neighbor. And getting back to the story, just so you know all that, getting back to the story, I was out here one night, and with the dog, as I said over there, the dog started hearing something, or actually I did first. I started noticing it back here somewhere. I noticed something making noise. I thought, am I just hearing that? It was kind of faint, but I noticed the dog was over here noticing it too. He was looking right over there, and he had big ears. He could hear a pin drop a mile away. But he wasn't moving towards it, which is unusual because our dogs usually go to things that get their attention out here, but he wasn't doing that. And what we were hearing was, it sounded like something snapping branches, like that. And constantly, consistently, over and over and over. And I just thought, what is going on here? And finally, I just took Mr. Python here. Gun is not loaded for the purposes of this video. I had Mr. Python on me out here when I work or go outside, just because it is the area it is. Sorry, changing hands here. Took Mr. Python. It just kind of, I had my phone light on, and the phone light is, I can't show it to you because you're being recorded. I'm being recorded on it, so just had the gun moving forward slowly like this through the trees towards the direction of the sound, and it just kept snapping, and it was somewhere over there. And it was either, I don't know if you can see the fence on the video. You can see part of it right there in the center, the wooden part of it, but the rest is all barbed wire. But what you see right there, that little cleared area, was not actually cleared at that time 3 years ago. It was a lot of underbrush and such. But I stopped right here at the edge of the driveway. And the phone light only illuminated from where I'm standing to about just past that tree maybe. And beyond that, it was pitch black. The light beam would not extend that far, but it felt like whatever this was snapping was just maybe 30 to 40 feet that way somewhere. I wasn't sure, but the more I listened to it, the more I thought, could this be a person? I can't imagine any animal breaking branches like this. I can't picture it. So I wondered, I just called out, thinking one of three things would happen if I called out. Either the person would identify themselves, or they'd run, or if it was an animal, it would run away at the sound of a person's voice. So I said, I'm armed out here. Who's out there? Or something to that effect. And the response was instantaneous. Instead of something running away or something like that, it replied instantly with a kind of a snort or a growl. Something like that. It was so shocking to me and disturbing that I just instinctively took one step back, and suddenly this 357 Magnum didn't feel like enough for whatever was beyond that my light range. And at that point it backed up, just thinking whatever runs out of that darkness and into my light, I'm able to shoot at it if it tries to charge me, whatever this is. I backed up all the way back here. And as soon as I reached the front walk, I called to the dog, "Buddy, come on." As soon as I got to the walk, it resumed whatever it was doing, breaking branches, snap, 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 all the way. I was walking back to the house, hurried inside, got the dog inside, went in the house, ran upstairs to get my rifle, got a larger flashlight, brighter flashlight. Hey, Odie. The dog actually looked a lot like him, only bigger. Sorry for the interruption. And by the time I got back out here, the time it took to go inside and get the rifle and get the light took about 15 seconds. And by the time I got back out here, I went back out here. I'll kind of run so I'm not wasting your time. Came back out here with my large light and rifle, looked around, and whatever it was gone. I couldn't see a trace of anything, nothing at all. Nothing in the trees, nothing at all. I don't know what it was. I don't know what that thing was, but maybe you can tell me. I'll leave it to you to decide. But it sure spooked me, and it even spooked my wife when I told her about it over the phone 10 minutes later. So feel free to comment, please do. Maybe you can tell me what you think it was. But whatever it wasn't afraid of me or my python. So happy Halloween. I appreciate your watching. Thank you.